Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints VD channel for Southampton content. Day number 12 of our Fanvent calendar for our match preview of Saturday's massive game at St Mary's against West Ham. It's another big one. But before we get into it, just want to apologise for the fact that there's not as much effort put into this video. As you'll know, we've been uploading every single day and we're almost at the middle of the month, which is great. Your support so far has been fantastic. But sometimes it's just a bit easier to do it on my phone, and also my camera's being a bit weird as well. So that's kind of what's happened there. So bear with, but obviously the points are still going to be made. I'm still going to talk about the West Ham game in the normal way that I would. It's just in a different location. But let's talk about Newcastle, because obviously that was Saints' last game. It was, yeah, I guess it's always disappointing to lose a game when you take the lead. But there were signs. There were signs of good football there. Obviously, we took the lead through Ings in the second half. And some of the stuff we played in the first half sounded pretty good. I didn't go. I didn't see the game. Just the highlights. But, Redmond had a golden opportunity to sort of really, in the first half, to put the ball in the back of the net. And, after we scored, it sounded like we just sat back a little bit, which has been a bit of the norm this season, which I'm not too fond of. You have to go get your second, and that's what we did against Norwich on Wednesday night last week. We went and got our second and made it a bit more comfortable. Obviously conceding in the second half didn't make things comfortable, but at least we had that sort of cushion still, and that's kind of what we needed to do at Newcastle. I know we were away against a side who are in form, but then to go and lose the game, yeah, it is very disappointing. But we have to move on because it was 2 wins in a row at home. We can now make it 3 with the visit of West Ham. And yeah, it's just a massive game. It's 18th against 16th. We're in the relegation zone again, which is, unfortunate, but it's also goal difference separating us from safety. So, if we get something on the weekend, potentially we'll be back out of it. But it has to be 3 points. We can't be looking at a draw in this one. We're at home, we're against a relegation rival, and that is what West Ham are at the moment. It doesn't seem like they'll sack Pellegrini unless they do it tonight as I'm filming this, or on Thursday when this before this comes out. And it doesn't seem that likely now that they do that so soon to a game, especially a big one. But yeah, like I said, West Ham are in 16th. They are a relegation rival. They're only a point above us. Yeah, it's been really strange. I thought they'd be sort of pushing for that top 6 this season, because we knew that they were definitely in that sort of calibre of team that could do it, sort of like what Leicester have done. But the football's just not been good enough, it seems. I watched the game on Monday night that they played against Arsenal. First half, I mean, they didn't do a lot, but Arsenal were, as Arsenal have been over the last couple of months, absolutely shocking. And West Ham went and took the lead, arguably against the run of play, but no one was really playing well enough for it to be against the run of play. But then in the second half, they should have gone and gotten the second, and they just crumbled. They conceded 3 goals in 9 minutes. I know Arsenal are lethal when it comes to the attack, but 3 goals in 9 minutes at home, when you've led as well, that's unforgivable. And that's the sort of lack of concentration, lack of quality that we need to sort of take advantage of on the weekend. They're probably the better side on paper, but actually I think definitely they're the better side on paper. But in terms of recent form, yeah, we are better. Will we be favourites for it? I'm not too sure. I think the bookies don't really like us, to be honest. But we should be favourites for it. We're at home. I know we're below them in the table, but it's 1 point, and we are in the better form with goal scorers at the moment. Well, I say goal scorers as a plural, it's more a singular. Danny Ings, we'll talk about him as we always do in these previews. Yes, another goal for him against Newcastle, making it 5 goals in 5 games, 5 consecutive games in the league, scoring. I mean, hats off to him. Hats off to the guy, because what he's doing right now is incredibly special. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know how much I've been tweeting about him. And if you saw my match review after Newcastle, you'll also know how special a player I think he is. And we just have to give him the ball. Again, West Ham will have to try and not give him any chances, because if they give him 2, he'll definitely score 1 of them. I'm pretty sure of that. But let's talk about West Ham. I haven't looked too deep into what they've been doing this season. And yeah, like I said, disappointing for them. I sort of didn't expect them to be where they are. But they don't really seem to have a leader on the pitch. I know they got Mark Noble, but he's losing his legs a little bit. It has to be said now. Surely he is. But they tend to do all right at St Mary's. And it's very rarely a draw when West Ham and Southampton play. It's always a pretty dominant win for either side. I remember them coming to our place around Christmas time last year. We took the lead, and then Felipe Anderson tore us apart. And then the year before, we narrowly scraped it with Austin's penalty after a 3-2 win. Year before that, they came down and won as well, pretty comfortably under Claude Puel. And we're yet to win at their place for a while. They've sort of battered us at the Olympic Stadium the last 2 years. The year before that, we won 3-0 and battered them. So it's a very unpredictable sort of fixture, I guess. You never really know what's going to happen when Southampton play West Ham. But like I said, it's very rarely a draw. But they got a lot of players that I like. I think Anderson's great. He hasn't looked as good this season, but at St Mary's last year, he taught us a new one, like I said. Thought Haller was a good signing. He hasn't really worked out for him yet, but it seems if you give him a chance, especially sort of a cross into the box, he's going to be the target man, sort of put in the back of the net. Yarmolenko is another one I like. I don't know whether he's actually playing at the moment, but if he is, we need to look out for him. He's got a lot of talent, in my opinion. So, there are players there that can cause us lots of problems. Like I said, I think they're the better team on paper. It's just they seem to have a lot of weaknesses that we need to exploit on Saturday. I'm confident in us. I think we've been playing well since the Everton game, even up at Newcastle on Sunday. I know we lost, but we had patches and we could have won it. We should have gotten something, I think. But in terms of my prediction, it's another big one. It is absolutely huge. It's essential that we get 3 points from this because, in my opinion, even a point isn't really enough. We have this game, then Villa away. Then we're back to playing the top 6 with Chelsea on Boxing Day. Palace 2 days later. We need to be getting points from these 2 games before the Chelsea one because it's going to be tough, that. And so I'm going to go with an optimistic. I think 2-1 again. We beat Watford and Norwich 2-1. I do think it's going to be tight. This one is 2 teams that are sort of towards the bottom end of the table, sort of scrapping it out. West Ham need to sort of keep themselves away because they'll see themselves as too good a side to be sort of in with the mix of relegation candidates, and we need to get points because we need to get ourselves out of it before another run of difficult fixtures. So yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1. Of course, Danny Ings is gonna score again, and yeah, I am kind of confident for this one. I can't lie. I think we've been playing some good stuff, and I think now that we've got the home fans on side again, I think we could have a decent night on Saturday. It is on Sky Sports, a 5:30 kickoff. I didn't mention that, which is a bit annoying because personally, I don't like the 5:30 kickoffs on a Saturday. You want to be in and amongst it on a 3 p.m. in my opinion. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I do apologise again for the fact that this filmed on my phone, a bit less quality. If this is your first ever time watching a Saints View video, go look at our other ones because they are a bit better. Leave it a like if you have enjoyed it. Let me know what you think ahead of the game and leave your score prediction as well. I'd love to hear what you're saying. Like I said earlier, 2-1 in my opinion. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you tomorrow for the predicted lineup. See you later, guys.